Hello everyone, and this is my no-nonsense review to the new limited time Christmas exclusive Marie. So Marie is a attack class red mark Holy Light Parliament character, and she does direct damage and resonance damage. So I do believe that these two damage tags are really good because, first of all, for direct damage, while there are other good damage options available, such as Jingle Belle exclusive tree, Jingle Belle is a limited time hero, and getting her exclusive tree will either take a lot of luck or a lot of money. And from what I'll explain later, Marie does seem to be able to have similar damage numbers with Jingle Belle even at exclusive 1. As for resonance, since resonance is a pretty new feature to the game, there aren't that many characters for it, even though there is content that requires resonance only teams, for example 7 Sages of Uni. And for those teams, Marie does seem to be a must-add for high-end players. So I don't want to go through all the skills individually, as this has been done already and elsewhere, but I do want to go through the exclusives and what I feel is important for different stages of the game. So of course, if you're a beginner player, exclusive 0 will be more than enough to carry you through campaign, but if possible, all players who do want to try and get Marie should try and get her to exclusive level 1. And the reason why I say that is because this allows her to be in resonance status for a much longer period of time, and based on testing, it basically lasts the entire game. So the reason why being in resonance status is so good is because of these two skills. Of course, being in resonance status gives you a much better buff for this skill, and even though it's not actually indicated by this skill switch preview, when you are in resonance and enhancement status here, you will cast this cool gift resonance to pursue an attack. And this is actually a really big deal to help her deal much more damage. So for the PvE side of things, I would say that exclusive level 1 is actually sufficient, and you will find yourself given similar builds competing with Jingle Belle's damage at exclusive 3. For the following exclusive, Exclusives 2 is a must-have for PvP content, and this is primarily because she helps the team take only 1 damage for 5 turns. And this seems to be included in the new arena meta, but it will take time to tell because it's still day 1 of this character coming out. So I would suggest, if you want her solely for PvP, to wait a week and re-evaluate whether she is determined to be a must include for PvP teams. For exclusive 3, it's basically just a buff on her previous exclusives, and what I mean by that is that it simply just increases her damage and helps her more in arena. But if you already have exclusive 2, unless you are a really endgame player, I think it's more than sufficient. So exclusive 3, I would say, is only for players who have money to spend, or if somehow you get really lucky and get a third copy of her. But otherwise, if you are a new player or mid-game player, I wouldn't bother getting her exclusive level 3 and instead save your miracles for the next limited time exclusive. I also want to go through her echo, which can be found here, and her echo is actually really good. So the base stat is crit rate, which is obviously very good for direct damage dealers, and it also gives crit damage. And the main good thing is over here, where when she's under resonant enhancement status, she cleanses divas. This of course is good on its own, but what I think is the best part about this entire echo is this, where she grants herself this Christmas blessing, which increases attack and skill damage. So if you do have this echo, it will definitely increase her damage by quite a bit. So of course, finally, how do I feel overall about this character? I think if you are in the early game, even past campaign, maybe not having cleared all the Tower of Marks, I would 100% try and get Marie at exclusive 1. And like I said, this is because she helps to deal a lot of damage, and this will also help for Endless Cloister Stage 30, which a lot of middle game players are stuck at because it requires direct damage dealers only, and not many people have Jingle Belle exclusive 3 or Dharma exclusive 4 at that point to help clear it. So Marie is definitely the strongest direct damage dealer for newer players. Now for beginners, I think there will be a lot of people trying to reroll for this character, especially on this latest server, because the new server which released today is also the same day this character is released. So I'm sure that a lot of people will try and reroll for this character, and that will also mean that even if you do get her, you'll be competing against a lot of other people who also got her. So what I do suggest, if possible, is to instead wait for next week's server to open, which is 7 days from this video, and when that server releases, you try and get Marie, because by then less people will be trying to reroll for her and you have a much greater head start. So that is all. If you have any questions, leave them all in the comments, and thanks for watching.